Deimos Force presents Let's Talk Gaming, the show where we give you a rundown of the latest and greatest games on the market for your viewing pleasure. My name is Mehdi Hassan, and today we're going to be talking about an early access third-person survival game set in the Viking Ages called Valheim. It's a co-op focused PvE game where you team up with your friends and gather resources, fight monsters, and build a settlement together. Honestly, going into this, I had my doubts. A co-op survival game is not a unique idea, and early access seemed like a huge red flag. But this game has been blowing up quite a lot recently and all my friends are playing it, and after experiencing it myself, I understand why. Valheim is one of the best examples of taking a simple concept and perfecting it with lots of small details. It has a great harmony in its mechanics, and the devs don't try to reinvent the wheel here. When looking at this game, it's obvious where its inspirations came from, but Iron Gate Studio took them and then proceeded to create a much more streamlined and fun experience that I can't wait to discuss with you all today. So settle down, strap in, and let's take a detailed look at my experience with Valheim. The story is simple. You're a fierce and ripped Viking warrior who died in battle. Instead of sending you to Valhalla, which is like Viking heaven, the gods decide to pull an epic prank and trap your ass into purgatory, where you will fight countless monsters and demons for their amusement. Pretty dark, but okay. You get dropped into a Stonehenge by this huge bird thing whose name I still can't pronounce, and then the game begins. Throughout the game, you will need to read rune tablets, locate those vicious monsters, and then present their heads as trophies, while also collecting resources like any typical survival game and honing your craft of demon slaughter. With this, I have to point out, the progression system in this game is phenomenal. Legit the most perfected out of any recent survival game. Every act in this game gives you experience. You can level up running by running, level up jumping by jumping, level up swimming by, you guessed it, swimming. You can literally punch a rock for a while to level up your fists. This progression also lends itself with combat and resource gathering. If you use an axe to chop down trees, not only will you level up your woodcutting skill, you will also level up handling your axe, which you can also use to take down monsters. The more you play, the more you explore, the better you get at the game. Since no action is wasted in this game, you can always stay fully engaged with what you are doing. Base building is also a huge plus. Since you don't know much about structures in the beginning, you can only craft wooden huts and stuff like that. The base building gets bonkers mid-game though, to the point you could build a genuine medieval castle and it looks epic. Equipment also handles this dynamic well. At first you can only build a stone axe, wooden club, and a hammer, but once you build a workbench, you get a whole nother list of new items to craft, while also gaining the ability to upgrade your existing tools. And those new items that you can craft, each of them changes the dynamic of the game. I realized this when I first crafted the bow and arrow. No more did I have to chase down deers and bash their heads in with a stick, caveman style. Once I finally built that sucker, hunting felt like a breeze. Another moment like this comes right after you defeat the first boss, when it drops a pickaxe. Now that pickaxe allows you to mine ores, which opens up a whole nother roster of things to craft. Speaking of which, the combat. It's simple, it's streamlined, and it's
Say the line, Bart!
Souls-like. Great, now everyone hates me. Hold on, I don't mean to say that this is a low-poly survival version of Dark Souls, although that does sound pretty intriguing. The combat is like an extra light version of Souls-like. You have a weapon in one hand, shield in the other, you can dodge roll and telegraph attacks to block hits and land shots. Telegraphing attacks is essential for bosses, but fair warning, the minions ain't no slouch either. If you don't keep your guard up, you can get buried by a single skeleton. Or you can scrap all that and always use the bow and arrow. Wimp. Let's get into the survival aspect for a little bit. Following the trend with everything else in the game, it comes down to the bare essentials. Get wood, make fire, cook food, find shelter, sleep. It doesn't go out of its way to confuse you with an Excel spreadsheet of things to keep track of, and honestly, I kind of like it this way. When you're not running around slaying monsters, the game can be quite relaxing at times. The graphics might be low poly and stylized, but it has excellent lighting and effects. The colors have great contrast and they go easy on the eyes. I mean, look at these views, man! And the physics, oh, it's marvelous. All of that is quite surprising when the game is only 1 GB in size and could probably run on an electric dumpster. I love what Valheim stands for. It's so simple, yet it has so much care and detail put into it. Sure, it's still in early access, so some part of it still needs more polishing and bug fixes. I ran into a few bugs when I was playing co-op with friends, but the core of the game is present in this early access version of the game, which is such a rarity with other early access games. And to add on top of that, it's dirt cheap. I got it for $8 in Bangladesh, and in some places you can get it for less than $3. Take note, you greedy f. The devs also found a fun way to mess with the players. If you light a fire in an enclosed space, like in a house, you start choking on smoke. I can't name a single game that does that. I also love that your character has no idea how to swim in the beginning, so when he gets into water for the first time, he starts to drown immediately. God, it's been such a long time since I've jumped into a game with so much wonder for what I can do in it. The last game that made me feel this way was playing Minecraft for the first time, and that's exactly how you should play it. Grab your friends, go punch some rocks, chase a deer, and slay some mythic monsters in Valheim. Thanks for watching Deimos Force. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell for more detailed videos like this. My name is Mehdi Talks. You can find my channel in the description also. Thanks for watching Deimos Force, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.